Yeah, that's all of us, I think.
Except for Torm. I see the female human for Torm.
Yeah, and Melvin, you see a male for me?
I just need you to unmask the church map again.
Okay. Oh man, here we go again.
Well, if you can't see your portrait, you most likely won't see the unmasking.
Okay, because I can't see my portrait.
Because that means that there's a graphical right error somewhere in there.
All right, an hour into the fucking thing, we start. We get almost, maybe. Shit.
Yeah, I can't see any of your tokens. Does that mean I need to restart it?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, don't.
Just to be safe.
No, just set your computer on fire.
Well, I've got a mace. Maybe I can really use it on it. Use my character's mace.
Now I see the map.
Now I do too.
Okay, good. Okay, Thorn, it was your turn, I believe.
Yeah.
After all of this. And I guess you ran over there and as a bonus action already moved the moonbeam.
Well, action is move the moonbeam, and then I run over there. It takes an action to move it.
Okay, well you had to run over there to see where to put the moonbeam because it would have been through a wall.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming you ran over there first and then you used the moonbeam. So is there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
I can bonus action turn into an animal, but no use. Oh, help! I need some help killing this vampire!
As your voice echoes through the chapel and down the hall, down the trapdoor, hopefully.
Ark.
Just don't step in my moonbeam!
Forget it.
You know, I wanted to try to save that vampire too.
You want to save
Yep.
him?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I remember trying to talk to the priest and local priest and everyone else was like, no, no.
Okay, Osborne, we're up to you now. That's fine.
All right, so I can
Take as much.
I can see into that room, correct?
Yes. Behind you. Yep. You see Thorin, and you see Irina behind him, and you see Doru behind him.
The Doru is the one we're trying to kill, correct?
Yes.
The guy in my green square.
Right.
And he is regenerating every turn, so every turn that he doesn't get killed, he regenerates.
Well, he's took radiant damage because he's taking radiant damage, so he can't regenerate now.
Right. Yep.
I have an idea.
I'm gonna go in there and fuck that vampire up!
What's your idea?
If I have a spell memorized, I'm going to cast Daylight.
Okay. Let's see what happens on your turn.
If I
I
want to
don't
cast,
have Daylight. I can't.
if I want to cast Chromatic Orb,
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's a ranged attack, correct? So what do I? What? Can I
Probably
do
could
that?
be
next
a
time?
-5 because you're going through me and Irina.
Yeah, you got to go through 2 people. So -5 on your attack.
My character sheet is all goofy.
Oh no.
What do you mean by goofy?
Never mind. Sorry, I had it on the wrong mode.
One more thing wrong.
Although it does have, on Chromatic Orb, it has like these little teardrop things for each damage attack, like beside, like in a different place that I'm used to.
Oh, it's because on display at the bottom of the character sheet, it says actions. Click there. Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to have mine set on combat actions so that it just lines them all up nice in a row there for me.
Yep. That's the best setting.
Yeah, so this is the first time you're seeing it actually that way.
But if you're doing it, if you're used to having it a different way, I could understand how you want to put it back that way.
It looked different, so I panicked.
And if you hover over each one of those teardrops, those teardrops are the damage that you're casting, basically.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you hover over each one and it gives you the explanation of what it is.
I'll cast Earthen Grasp. Square. First, where that bureau is.
Okay. "5-foot square of unoccupied space on the ground you can see within range." Okay, as you cast it, a spectral hand made out of compacted soil rises there and it reaches for Doru. And he successfully makes his strength save.
So I think that's it. Then I can attack again next round.
Yeah, the fun thing about Curse of Strahd is every time you create a mage hand or an earthen grasp or anything like that, it turns into a skeleton. And it's just it's part of the land.
Neat.
I like
So
it.
there's gonna be a skeletal hand there now.
That's the
Yeah, there's a
response.
skeletal hand.
Neat.
I guess that's it then.
Okay.
Oh
Is
man,
Mark.
I was
It's
all
your
ready to go,
turn.
damn it.
So Ismark comes up the
Basement,
stairs.
right?
Ismark, he's climbing up the stairs, climbs over Rurik, climbs over Torm, comes out into the hallway, see what's going on. And that's his turn. Plaz,
Okay, so I'm going to
save the day.
This is, you know what? This is going to be a lot of me trying to move through tokens and all that, but I know I can
Okay,
get
I'm going to help you. Just tell me where you want to go.
where I want to go to where my 5-foot movement is through that wall, but that's
did it.
30 feet of movement.
You got it.
And then I'm going to put the hammer down on this dude.
Awesome.
You're not in the moonbeam.
No, I didn't go in the moonbeam. I'm assuming a 21
hit.
hits. Okay.
Nice max damage.
And he's dying. His body disappears again into mist, and it floats
He
into the
can't
other
use
room.
moonbeam.
Yeah, but it's the trait of his body.
Yeah, but moonbeam stops him from shape changing, so he'll just fall unconscious on the ground.
Okay. That falls in line with the rules I know about. Okay. Sounds good.
So I think I killed him. Do I think I need to do anything else?
Can I say something to him?
Yes, you
Or
can.
wait till my turn?
No, go ahead and say something.
When he's unconscious, you need to stab him in the heart with a stake, a wooden stake. And I think he's got one protruding from his heart right now that I stabbed him with earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, I've already made an attack. I mean, I get 2 attacks, but I don't get 2 actions.
Maybe use
So-
your axe with the flat end to pound the stake in fat more.
Oh, is it already in him?
Well, I stabbed him with it early last week. I don't know if it's still in him.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's not in him anymore.
yeah, because he turned into mist after you did that, right?
Well, technically he didn't turn into mist because he's in the moonbeam. It won't let shape changers shape change.
No. Last time you stabbed him, he turned into
Oh,
mist.
yeah, last
Yeah.
time, yeah.
So the stake's on the floor wherever that was.
In the
But
other in his bedroom then.
I think I've attacked. All I can do, I don't have another action. All I have is another attack.
Right.
So I have to
Right.
be done.
Okay, Torm.
Damn.
Okay, I want to check to see if I can use remove curse to get rid of the vampirism curse.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, that would be great if that would work.
It says it removes a curse, and in the description, or a curse from an item. So should I have to roll something to see if I know that, or would I automatically know, Melvin, or what?
Yeah, as cleric, Torm, you know that vampirism is not necessarily a curse. It's a what do you call it? It's almost a disease of the blood, and it comes from being bitten by a vampire.
Right.
And that vampirism it can be spread by a disease. It's not necessarily a curse. At least that's how I look at it. Any of you other DMs have any ideas?
That's how I see it. I don't think like if you want to say it works, I would make him roll some kind of knowledge check to see if it works or not. To see if he knows if it works or not. But if you're gonna disallow remove curse, then I would say no.
I'm not sure that remove
would change his alignment back to the way it was supposed to be.
It would be interesting.
Alignment at all. I just didn't know if like a vampire spawn was cursed or not. Like a curse,
yeah,
a witch puts the curse on you, correct?
Like, well,
so this guy
as well in the house, and now Melvin sees it. So, however he wants to do it.
Okay, so it's a disease.
So yeah, what's happened here? It's not even really a disease. I mean, what's happened here is he was killed. He's undead, and Strahd turned him into a vampire.
Oh well, then there's nothing we can do but kill him.
Right. So he is undead. If you want to go over there and take care of him that way, as an undead creature, you can do that.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle.
There's not a lot of room in that little room, and there's a moonbeam in there.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to move up closer and then pass my turn because looks like no more room in that room to go.
Okay.
You do have an ability, I think, right?
An ability?
Yeah, he has destroy undead, I think,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. Destroy undead.
Yeah, but wouldn't he have to? I'd have to be in the same
You
room?
you could probably stand in my space, do that ability, and then walk out as long as you have the movement to do it.
Well, I'll have to
And
see because I already went.
if Melvin allows it.
Yeah, you won't have enough space to do that, though.
Right.
Not this
I
turn.
already moved 10 feet right now.
Right.
Let me move.
But that is an idea.
Okay. I'm gonna try and move.
Party
that's
wipe? What
15
kind of
feet.
bullshit?
Hold on, okay.
Yeah.
That is 20 feet, correct?
Yep, 20 feet.
I'm gonna go 25 up here. After that next square up is where I'm trying to move.
Right.
I think
Okay.
My fantasy grounds froze a bit.
Oh, no. Here we go again. Okay, was there anything else you were thinking of doing there?
You there, Tom?
I think we lost Charles.
Okay.
I guess you can talk.
Irina comes. Irina steps out of the room. You there, Charles?
I'm here now. Yeah, it seems like it's not frozen anymore. Hold on, okay?
Okay, great.
Okay, so you were saying she steps out of the room?
Okay, yeah, she steps out of the room and comes up, Torm. And Torm, she looks at you squarely in the eyes, and she asks you if you would please resurrect the priest, Donovich.
Hello.
She's asking if you can do that for her.
Lady, I'm only 5th level.
I think he's got to be level 9 to do that.
I know that, and you know that. She doesn't know that. You there, Torm?
Are you able to talk to him?
Tell us if you can't.
Oh,
Tell us.
How many fingers in my
Charles? Great. Okay, so we'll carry on this discussion when Charles gets back. His connection's lost. He may have just lost his entire computer.
How's this? I've had to close Fantasy Ground.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, I explained to her my God has not shown enough favor upon me to resurrect yet.
And she says, will this help? And she hands you a resurrection scroll.
Hello.
Yes, it will.
Alright.
Try and
that in the
reload
back pocket and
Fantasy
say, nope,
Ground.
sorry.
As long as he doesn't fail the DC check.
Yeah, that's not going to help. Sorry, gotta go. Oh, I just had a couple tokens appear.
This requires further study.
I can now
So
see
what do you say,
who 3 people are.
I say that I can try to resurrect with the scroll. Yes.
Okay, she hands you the resurrection scroll.
Okay. I'm gonna go down to where as soon as I get my next turn, I'll go down and I'll attempt to resurrect the Donovan. That's his name, correct?
Donovich, yes.
Donovich. I'll try to resurrect him as soon as I can. I can't say my next turn either.
No problem, no problem.
And I'm gonna try and restart Fantasy Grounds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, Rick.
Yes.
There's Blue Robert Downey
It's your
Jr.
turn.
Yes. Damn it! I know. No, stop bothering me. I already told you about your son. No. He is already dead. I've already
I
said
swear
this to you.
there has to be something we can do for him, though.
So there's got to be somebody in the room with Rurik. I don't know who he's talking to.
We have no idea. He's down to talking to himself.
And I come up the stairs up through the trap hole or trap door. Hey,
Nope,
I can look at the
nope,
map
it's a trap
through
hole.
Rob's eyes.
Awesome.
Okay, you came up through the door.
I keep looking over my shoulder. I have already told you. He's dead. He's dead.
Did we hear him in that room?
Yeah, you can hear him come through the door.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Donovich's turn.
Yeah, Donovich is dead.
My Fantasy
But he's-
Ground says connecting. Can you see me, Mel?
I see you're coming. Yep. Hang in
Okay.
there. Okay, Doru, he can't regenerate. He's just laying there, but he is incapacitated right now, which is a great time for somebody to shove a stake through his heart if you can do it.
Yes.
So he is incapacitated.
Well, I think the only one who has a stake is me because I have the wooden staff that I can break into stakes.
Yeah, you got the
So
other
I'm
half of it still.
I'm gonna break off another piece and then walk over and try to stab him in the chest.
Okay.
Just FYI for everybody, there's an entire room full of broken pews that we can get wooden stakes.
No, I have a staff. I didn't even think about going in there.
That
So
is
what
true.
do you want me to do another strength check, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta be
I
shitting
don't
me.
even
5
think-
Fantasy Grounds
unless
is
you can
fucking
get lower
closing
than a
now.
10,
Wow,
it's going to succeed.
Bear with me because it's lagging really bad.
No worries.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably because Torm's connecting.
My fantasy grounds is gonna crash.
No!
It's given me the blue circle for like the last 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe I'll be the only one with the map, and I'll just play it in the mind with everybody else.
Okay, roll my strength check for me, please.
Okay, I will.
Damn it,
I'm
Donovan!
just gonna
leave
roll
me
it on my
be.
end. I'll tell you what I get.
Yeah, I'll roll it here on the table. Ding.
I finally have loading.
You succeeded, and you've driven the stake into his heart, and
Yes,
Doru dies.
finally.
Nice.
And that is a moonbeam.
Now, his body disintegrates into dust, laying there on, I guess that's a bed that he's on. I can't tell because there's too many tokens in the way. But his body disintegrates into dust there, which is typical of a vampire dying.
Yes, and I would know this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as he eats the dust, I'm going to kneel down and say a prayer to Eldeth and bless his corpse.
Okay. You want to do any physical thing to the dust?
Gonna do like druidcraft to make grass and flowers grow there.
Yeah, Senthiger, I hope I'm saying your name right.
One with
It
nature.
does. It can't be medium well. It
Aw,
can't
that's
be.
sweet.
It can't be rare. It has to be
So
well
the little
done.
bed where
You're right.
Doru's the little bed where Doru's final resting place is there turns into a little garden.
Yes.
You'd make a hit with the women with that druid craft making flowers and that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay.
I use my earth and grass to tear up all the flowers.
Well, your earth and grass is a skeleton now, isn't it?
I know.
Well, it's still a skeleton. I'm leaving my moonbeam there then.
It's a skeletal earth and
God damn it!
grass.
This fucking fantasy grounds. What the
It's a bunch
fuck?
of twigs.
Does he still have control of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then never mind. Then I'll dissipate moonbeam then. I thought it was something he lost control of and it's attacking us.
All right, that's it. I'm fucking going out and coming back in again. This is
That's an interesting
bullshit.
plot, but no, he still has control.
Okay, good.
That was a wasted spell.
It was a preparatory spell just in case the other stuff didn't work.
I think you're using that spell wrong because it does say they do half damage, and you know why I think it does that? Because when it grasps them, it squeezes them to do damage, and then if they break free, they just break free from it. They still take damage.
The initial one doesn't. I have to get.
Well, it still says that
honestly,
they
it
take
should be
half
a
damage.
grapple or something, but whatever. You can figure it out later.
Because it says in the spell they still take half damage. So as long as it says they take half damage, they still take half damage no matter what.
So we've lost Plaz and we've lost
Well, I'm still here. I just had to go off
Yeah.
the table and come back in.
I'm
we
still
lost
here, it's just
Torm.
not responding.
I'm at character selection has not shown my character yet.
Okay.
Yeah, if that stuff is happening where you get to the character selection screen and it's just hanging there, you have to go back out and because you're all hung up, you have to re-clear your player cache, exit fantasy grounds, re-enter
Alright.
fantasy grounds, and come back in.
Hold on.
Each and every time.
All the tokens just loaded up and then it went back to not responding.
Gosh.
That's what
So now
happened right before mine crashed. All the tokens showed to me on the map and in the upper left of the screen. I could see everybody.
Mhm.
And then I went to click on something and I got the blue circle and it never went away.
Yeah, I got the blue circle right now too, and I can't even. Oh, there. Wait a minute. Torm just left the game.
Hey, my token shows.
Yeah,
or
mine
my portrait
crashed on
showed
me
up.
completely.
That's all right. Just try reconnecting.
I am.
Do what they said though. Go in and clear your player crash. Restart Fantasy Grounds.
I clicked to the right, that little radioactive button, and click clear cache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you restart Fantasy Grounds after that?
That was a nice Freudian slip player crash.
The radioactive sign, it looks like a radioactive sign from a Megadeth CD.
Yeah.
And
So
Thorn's
we can
connection
still do,
lost.
while everybody tries to finagle, we can still do theater. We can still just talk it through.
Well, my turn.
Oh, great.
Whoever's next.
Okay, Osborne, it would be your turn now. But we don't have anybody to fight, so I would say right now, at this point, this encounter is over. Torm, you've been asked to go and resurrect Donovich.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, but I need to reload my map again.
No, that's okay. If that's what you're going to do, we're just going to talk it through right now until everybody can get back.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So if you want, keep track on your end, if I have enough movement to get there to where he's at or what. So.
Yep, I'll do that. So, Torm, you go down to the trap door, and you see Donovich's body laying there. And you read the spell.
Is my holy symbol enough for resurrection scroll or not?
Well, what level is resurrection, right? What spell level?
Oh yeah, I'm level 5. Can I cast that?
Well, you're level 5, but you have a scroll on you.
Yeah, which you got to roll a DC against the spell's power
Quick
or
flash!
something, I think. I forgot how it works.
At least with wizards, it's like that.
It's the same thing with clerics.
Okay.
Because if you're not high enough level, you have to roll a DC against the scroll's DC check.
Would that be a wisdom DC? Wisdom say roll?
You'd have to
Yeah,
look
it's-
it up. I forgot what it is.
It's going to be on your spell level. So we'll just go ahead and play this through here a minute.
Let's just allow it.
Well, that's up to
Right?
Melvin. If he wants to just allow it,
Let's
that's
just
fine.
allow it.
We're just going to make this easy on you.
Just roll in the
It
dice
just
tower.
works.
I'll just roll
Okay.
D20. If I get a 1 or up, I can, the spell is successful. How's
So Torm comes back out of the hole in the floor there, and shows up with Donovich. And now Donovich is there, and everybody's yay, happy, everything. But Donovich is very sad that Doru's body has been desecrated. Thorin has explained to him several times already that his body was dead before he ever came back. And Donovich is starting to understand now, because now he has a little bit of a better understanding of what it means to die, since he just did it.
Yeah, I'm having problems connecting.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, Thorin.
It might be an internet connection problem.
No, I'm crashing over here too.
So am I.
I checked for an update from Fantasy Grounds. I don't think there was one.
I think it's a bandwidth problem. I think maybe either Melvin his bandwidth is being clogged by something, maybe, because
I don't know.
we're not responding trying to connect to you.
Okay.
I just got a new internet service with Comcast, and it's like 150 megs. I mean, it's huge, so it shouldn't be that problem, but could be. I don't know.
Well, what's your upload
It has to be that book you downloaded this morning.
Yeah, that's
The other thing,
well, and
the other thing too, Melvin, is that your download speed has nothing to do with the problem. It's your upload speed that's the problem.
Yeah.
right. I know that.
Did they tell you
know that.
your upload speed with your Comcast, Mel?
Yeah, it should have a decent upload speed. They never make it as high as the download speed, but it should be at least there.
The upload speed.
Yeah, like my download speed's 90 and my upload speed's 6. So it's never
Really?
it's never a good comparison. Wow, this
Mine's
fucking thing is
1.
crashing again now. What the fuck?
12 up, 12 down, 1 up.
Mine's 2
Yeah.
down and half up.
Wow.
So in the meantime, Donovich starts talking to you, Torm, about your abilities, and you two start talking priest stuff. Okay?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What's going on with Rorik? I'm still kind of confused if that was in character or a vampire thing or like.
You know what? Let's have you go ahead and ask Rurik. Ask him what's going on.
Yeah, we won't find out till we talk to him.
Can we switch Donovich from dead to healthy?
I think Donovan
Yeah.
is dead.
I don't think
Healthy
any of
right
us
now,
can
isn't
see
he?
it.
Yeah, none of us are connected except for you, Torm.
Oh, really? Okay. I see Genghis, I see Rurik and Osborne connected.
I'm
No,
still
we're
not
actually
responding.
connected.
Okay.
I think they're actually crashing in the middle of crashing or something. So
Yeah, I've just given up trying to play with Fantasy Grounds. I'm just doing this all through my head.
All
All right,
voice
let's do it
chat.
that way.
okay, so Osborne, you had a question and you wanted to talk to Rurik. Go ahead. You're all basically in the same room now.
So what the hell was that?
Just a moment. Just a moment. What the hell was what? Who am I talking to?
You
Did you
murdered
hear
the
that?
priest.
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
That?
I couldn't understand.
Don't hear all those voices?
No.
Are you speaking with nature?
No. I'm speaking with you. There's somebody else speaking elsewhere. Don't you hear them?
We don't hear or see anybody else, but I can commune with nature, so now that I do hear the animals, if that's what you're talking about.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm able to commune with nature now.
I wish I could think of an animal song right now.
What animal song would it be?
Can't think of any.
In
I
the
can't either. Not
jungle,
even
the
thinking about
mighty
Lord of the Rings
jungle.
jokes.
Is that an animals?
Hey, Jungle Book.
No,
This
no,
was
no. The
gonna
lion
sidetrack
sleeps
our
tonight. A
argument.
weema wop, a weema wop.
I like that.
So Donovich wants to know more information about this
Oh my God! Shut up.
body that you guys have brought in.
Is Donovich
And
alive?
he's-
I can't hear you that well. Because others were talking. What'd you say, Mel?
Donovich is now asking about this body that you've brought in.
Who's he talking to? Is he alive or dead? That's what I'm confused about.
He's alive.
Okay, so
He's-
he did resurrect him.
You're all in the same room now. You're all in the chapel, and you're all talking together. And Donovich is asking you about the body that you brought in earlier. And Irina explains that this is her father, and she tells him the story of what happened and asks if Donovan if he would please bury her father. And he asks each of you if you would help him with the burial process. Will you do that?
I will.
I will offer my powers.
I'll
My
throw in
gifts
some
are
muscle.
share.
Okay.
Um,
He leads you guys outside, and he takes you over to the graveyard. And in the graveyard, he basically hands you each a spade, and asks you if you'd help dig the grave for the late burgomaster.
I start off immediately.
Yeah, I start digging.
I will
So it
call
doesn't
the
take very
animals to
long.
help.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rurik.
I will call the animals to help.
So what are the animals saying to you, JP?
No, Rurik.
Oh yeah, Rurik.
Who's JP?
Yeah, who the hell is JP?
That's the squirrel friend of mine. Never mind.
Well, I think I heard it say its name.
What was his name? Or her?
I think I heard them chanting Weema Wop.
Never heard an animal say Weema Wop, but oh well, okay.
So it's now about 10:30 in the morning. Yes, I did just unpublic the map. We don't need the church map anymore.
I just wondered because I thought, well, that's a new one. The map just disappeared.
I'm trying to clear out as much problems as
Okay. But yeah, I'm all up and smooth at this point. Knock wood.
I hope so. I'm running fine at the moment.
Well, me and JP are not connected, so we're just doing theater of the mind stuff.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, we don't have a map now anyway, so.
I think they're answering
User in
me.
your channel timed out.
Jesus.
Well, what are you asking them?
I'm not
Melvin
asking them
just
anything. They're
lost.
just
That
talking.
was Melvin who just dropped.
Yeah, Melvin just connection. Maybe his internet is crashing.
Oh my God, this is
Melvin, please. Well,
I'm not quite ready to say that it's totally more fun, but it's almost more fun than the game itself.
Reconnect attempt 1 failed. Host
Yeah, because
connection
Melvin's gone.
Yeah, his
I see
computer
that
crashed.
completely.
He unpublicked himself.
Right.
I think it's his internet connection. That's what I think.
I
Yeah.
think so. Look at that. He's trying to connect second time.
No, that's not him trying to reconnect. That's
Oh,
us
that's
trying
not.
to reconnect to him.
Okay.
User in your channel timed out.
Oh, there goes Osborne.
There's Osborne on TeamSpeak.
He
It's the
lost
Fantasy
connection.
Ground servers going down.
Yeah, it is because the TeamSpeak for Fantasy Grounds is on their servers. I'll bet you all these
Damn
problems.
them.
I'll bet all these problems we've had today are as a result of the Fantasy Grounds server.
Okay. So do you think that it's not just our section? It could be all of them, or?
I think it's everybody because the rooms are not busy right now, and it's a Saturday night.
Yeah, true.
Well, I'm unsubscribed to all the rooms, so I don't see anybody in the rooms.
Yeah, let me go to the Fantasy Grounds website because usually they post if there's a problem.
I mean, if you guys want, I have a TeamSpeak we could use.
There goes the Fantasy Grounds.
Where would you look for it? On Fantasy Grounds website, under the forums?
I didn't mean their website. I'm sorry. I meant their Facebook page.
Oh, I didn't know they had a Facebook page. I'm going immediately.
That's how I found them.
The birds, they're talking about this book of faces.
Book of Faces. Wonder if that has anything to do with my vision.
No, it couldn't do. Nope.
Okay,
Barely related.
their last post is 12 hours ago. So now let me go to the forums and see if anybody's put anything in there.
User entered your channel.
Welcome
Hey,
back,
Osborne's
Osborne.
back.
Hey, Osborne.
Are you muted again?
Can't hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
got you now.
What?
Yeah, we hear you.
I was kidding.
What?
Melvin's still not back.
So the last thing in the forums was at about 45 minutes ago. Someone saying, "Is the server down? I cannot connect," and then there's no responses to it.
That's funny. The weirdest thing, when this crashed or timed out or whatever the hell it's doing right now, my TeamSpeak window came back and it's like a third its normal size.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I can stretch it out, I can put it back to normal, but it like resized for no apparent reason.
Yeah, it's the servers. The servers are going down. We're kind of floating on an island right now.
Woohoo! Everybody ready to swim?
Or climb to the top of a building.
Well, this video's about to get a lot of YouTube hits.
Oh, I was looking on Facebook. If I do a search for Fantasy Grounds, which one do I look for?
Just Fantasy Grounds.
I see closed group 11 members and Fantasy Ground Tuesdays. Is all I can see. In groups.
Stand by. No, not groups. It's not a group. It's a Facebook page. Just go to the search window and type in Fantasy Grounds.
That's what I did.
JP, I keep meaning to add
I
you,
see
and
it.
then I sign out and go, damn it, I forgot to add him again.
Need to add me?
Look, when you had posted that about adding you on Facebook or friending
yeah.
you or whatever.
Yep.
Well, you can do it now.
Yeah, now would be a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Go ahead, add me.
Now my computer is like just friggin' cramping up.
What part of the country do you live in?
That would be the eastern part.
Huh. Okay, so it has nothing to do with that. Because I was going to say, Melvin lives, like, Midwest. I know that Tebow and myself live East Coast, and Rob lives West Coast. So if you're living East Coast as well, then it's not a regional thing.
Yeah, no, I'm over in Maine.
That's right. We had this conversation before, didn't we?
I think so.
You know what? He lives in Maine. He's probably got Canadian internet.
Dude, no, then it would be good.
I was going to say, it'd probably work.
Between that and healthcare, I'm almost tempted to move over there.
Isn't it like a walk and a skip and hop and jump?
I'm 2 hours, maybe a little less than 2 hours from the border.
I'm like 5 minutes from the border.
All right.
Yep.
Alex asked me today if I'd go to the Ted Cruz rally that's local.
Oh my God.
You need to lock him in the closet for 7 years.
Yeah.
No politics involved in my statement. Absolutely zero politics statement being made by me saying this. Let me be clear. No politics. That guy is evil.
He has a nose that looks like a penis.
95% of my judgment about that is his looks. Just his face.
I've always described him as he looks like a melting figure of himself at the wax museum thing.
It's funny because when he does
I can
like,
see it.
you know, Jimmy Fallon or any of those nighttime shows or whatever, he's really kind of funny and personable, but when he speaks anywhere outside of that arena, it's just like, oh my God, you want to shoot him. By the way, this is on TeamSpeak on the internet. I did not just threaten to shoot a presidential candidate. Hold on, there's a knock at my door. What does it mean if I have two guys in black suits on my porch? Oh no, I hope they're Mormons.
Yeah. Now, who's ever said that before?
Right.
I have. I've had Mormons knock on my door while I've been running a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to live out in Colorado. I'd see them all the time. It was like, they'd get into a neighborhood, it was like a clown car. Although, I'm pretty sure Melvin is one, so.
Melvin's a clown car?
Yes.
That's so many
No,
bad things
I'm
to
more.
say.
Be a wonderful time for him to sign on out of context and hear that.
Yeah, as soon as he signs in, it's like, oh yeah, so Melvin, yeah, he likes to have, Mormons climb into him, something like that. Just pop in right there.
What a clown.
Wow.
Wow, things just got really crackly.
In TeamSpeak?
Yeah.
I gave Melvin my phone number, so I was like, I'm hoping he calls me to see if he's having problems.
I have a feeling we're about ready to lose Oswald.
Osborne.
Lee Harvey Osborne,
We're talking about shooting presidents. Come on now.
right? That's where your brain went.
That's all right. I'm a bad person, so.
There he is, MTS.
User joined your channel.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Thanks. So I guess I'm the only one that died there?
No,
Everybody did?
You and Osborne.
you and Osborne.
Oh my gosh. This is a crazy night.
Yeah, so we're thinking the servers for Fantasy Grounds is crashing because it looks like everybody in the server was going in and out a while there.
It's the curse of Strahd. Welcome to Strahd Day.
Mm.
Hooray!
Hooray!
So, what did I miss?
Not much.
Oh, we were just
Rod
planning the
threatening to shoot a
presidential
presidential
section.
Oh, and you're a clown car.
What? What'd you say?
We were talking about Mormons.
Just it was a random.
Yeah,
Out
it
of
started
context,
with
It makes us sound bad.
it started with me saying that I didn't that Ted Cruz's face makes me want to shoot him, and then since we're on Twitch and YouTube and everything else, I said, "Oh, that was not me making a presidential candidate threat of life." And then wait, there's two guys on my porch with black suits. I hope they're Mormons, and then that led to a whole Mormon thing, and then somehow you became a clown car. I don't know what happened.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I lost track of it at that point.
Leave it to the stand-up comedian to be the straight man of the group.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Charles is out for a cigarette at the moment.
I
Yes.
actually made it back.
Up. Speak of the devil.
That's
That
why
was a-
I came in.
And we
quick
come
code.
back full circle. Ted
I
Cruz,
finished
speak
it
of the
quick
devil.
for the game.
Penis nose.
All right, so melting wax face. So I guess Melvin, you can continue with the. Are you even trying to bring up Fantasy Grounds, or are you gonna just forget
Yeah,
it? You are,
it's
okay.
loading right now.
Okay.
But we can continue with the.
Now, right now, are we still digging the grave, or is it done?
Just a second. So Fantasy Grounds is loaded on my system. See if you can log in.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay, I started to see if it'll work.
Everybody else to get in.
Everybody volunteers to go last. When you guys get in there and see if it's okay, I'll come in. That's a true D&D player.
No,
Let's-
it's
Let's send the tank first.
not. True.
Send the paladin in there. He can take care of the problems. Okay, Charles just got disconnected again. Oh man. So I've rebooted everything in my house. My modem's rebooted, my router's rebooted, my computer's rebooted. Hopefully I'm not the cause of any of these problems, but
Well, like we said, we think it's the Fantasy Ground server itself.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
because
evidence.
TeamSpeak's going in and out for people. I mean, the servers are going on and off for people. So I really don't think it's you.
Well, happily, I happen to have the physical book in front of me.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, as we're burying this guy, Rorik, so are you still talking to those animals?
Shh! I'm praying.
What are you praying for?
I don't know, but I just heard a new name.
What was the name?
Ted Cruz.
It's not Tom Cruise you're hearing.
Oh my god.
Is that new chipmunk on the road?
Yes, he is.
I don't know,
Okay.
but it's a long nose.
So as you guys continue working on this rail, you get to the point where you can put the body in the ground, and as you start putting dirt back over the body and covering it back up, Donovan begins praying to the Morning Lord. Now, the Morning Lord is one of the gods that they actually worship in Barovia.
Melvin,
Yes.
before you go on, what if I wanted a casket for the body? A simple wooden casket.
The body's
I think they've already got it in a casket. They built the casket.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we was in the casket from their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The casket over here.
So they weren't just throwing dirt on the body, they were throwing dirt on the casket.
Okay, good.
But anyway, I was just explaining that Donovich is offering prayers to the Morning Lord in exchange for Kolyan Iridovich's deliverance from Barovia. So he's trying to help Kolyan's soul leave Barovia.
Fly away like a bird.
I will join in with Donovich, but I will say prayers to Eldeth, my god. And then
Okay.
I will use Druidcraft for when to cover the grave with grass and a bouquet of flowers.
And Donovich looks at you appreciatively. He says, we could use talent like that around here.
I'm gonna elbow Plaz in the ribs. Look, it's a dove.
By the way, I was able to log into Fantasy Grounds, and it has not frozen since I logged in.
Do I see a dove?
And I'm gonna pray to Lathander as well, over the grave, blessing the body.
Okay.
Does Plaz see a dove that he's been drawn attention to?
No, he should be focusing on what's happening in the funeral, I think. No doves, not yet. But you do see flowers to grow over the grave
I'll
and a
do,
nice mossy grass.
I'll do to Rurik that thing that kids do when one's poking the other one, you slap their hands away a few times. I'll do that. Like, stop it.
Okay.
You can't tell Mama I'm not touching you.
Okay, so once we have Kolyan put in the ground, then Donovich turns to each of you and starts talking to you about what you need to know. He says, how can I help you? What can I do for you guys? And he lets you guys ask him any questions you'd like to ask him.
I have a feeling he's gonna let us ask him anything we'd like.
Ismark takes a moment to first of all talk to him about his problem with his sister. And so Ismark explains to Donovich what's going on with his sister and how she's been attacked twice by a vampire and how he needs to get her to a place of safety. And he asks Donovich for advice. And Donovich suggests that Irina be taken about as far away from Castle Ravenloft as possible. He proposes that you, as a party, take her to the Abbey of St. Markovia in Kresk. Would you be... And Ismark turns to you and says, we're going to be going to Kresk. Would you come with us and help me protect her?
I am willing.
Yeah, but we need to fix our dwarf.
Plus,
You know the one that killed me.
Rurik might have a little problem since he was bit.
So Donovich turns to Rurik and he asks Rurik if he would like to help.
Damn it, I can't even whisper to you in TeamSpeak.
I look at him, take a long sip off my invisible coffee.
Nice.
What about
And
the lady who stole the child?
Well, if you want some coffee, I will use Create Coffee and Creamer for you to have a nice warm cup.
I think-
Donovich pokes you in the side, Charles. Donovich pokes you in the side and he says, he's got the madness.
Yeah, I think that we need to do a cure, remove curse or whatever the heck for Rurik. He's out of his mind.
I
Move
think
crazy.
so.
Melvin, can you open up a chat message or something with me in TeamSpeak so I can at least talk to you? Because I can't
Maybe.
connect, so I can't send you whispers in TeamSpeak because it says I don't have permission.
So how do I do that in TeamSpeak? I've never done that
Double-click my
before.
name, and it will open up a chat bar on the bottom.
Okay.
Lesser restoration, you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. But that is a disease. Would that be the spell I would use, Melvin, on Rorik?
Just a second, I'm looking at it.
Okay. I have that one on my list of spells I can cast.
If I could even look at my spells, might be able to do something, but I can't.
I know. But you can't log in yet, Genghis?
Nope. Still not
Okay.
responding.
Yeah, since we're still having problems, we may quit early tonight.
Yeah, we may have to. Are you going to reinstall yours, Melvin?
It's not the program.
It's
the
not.
servers.
No, that's not the problem. It's the servers.
Oh, it's a server.
Yeah. So let's see. Lesser restoration, yes, lesser restoration can cure madness.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to. I'll just check off on my character sheet that level, and I'll cast that on Rorik. How's that?
That's one of his prepared spells, right?
Yes.
Madness.
Yeah.
There's no madness. This is Barovia.
I'm casting it right now.
Okay, Dorm. So you cast lesser restoration, and Rook is back to normal.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, can we really tell the difference?
It's a relative term.
Well, somebody was out drinking at the bar a couple of nights ago. Well, last week at least.
That's my normal routine, because now that I came back out of the world, I love its delights a little too much.
And dancing with Shanae, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's my flaw.
having Torm touch me and cure me, I suddenly look very sad.
Did Torm touch you in the naughty place?
I hope not.
He is a priest after all.
He is true.
Oh,
Come
no.
on. Someone had to say
Whoa.
No.
Priest today. We're really hitting them all. Anybody got something to say about a woman, real quick?
Oh, God.
Shanae
can't
and Genghis dancing together last week.
Okay, so if I can get back on track, I'm just going to give you a few more things. I want to talk a little bit more about what's going on here in the town, and we can do this without actually having to be on fantasy grounds. So just give me a few more minutes of attention.
Hold on, I might be connecting, because the screen just popped up, but I'm waiting on the character selection.
C Plaid.
Yeah, I just got
On the C Plaid.
I just got connected right this second.
Okay.
Okay, so you finish working on the grave. The grave's all taken care of. Donovich is talking to you. He suggested that you take what's her name already? I've forgotten her name.
Not safe for work.
He suggests that you take her, Irina. Thank you. He suggests that you take her as far away as possible, and he says go to Krisk. And in Krisk, you ask him about Krisk, and Krisk is a village that is as far west as you could possibly get in Barovia until you hit the mists. So I'd like to let you ask any questions you want to know about Barovia. This is a guy who can help you understand them. And he wants to know why you are here. What is your purpose here? What are you doing here? Because you're strangers, and he doesn't understand why you're here.
I don't know what to say why we're here, to be honest, but I know I have a question already.
Okay, so to make this easier, I'm just going to go through the list using the combat tracker and let each person have a turn to speak, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Thorin, let's have you speak first.
Well, that's part of the reason why I wanted to whisper you, because I wanted to go with that background thing. I want to see if he had anything to do with my background thing we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, why don't you ask him? Ask him the question that you want to ask and roleplay it.
I am Thorin Silverleaf. I'm a hermit. I've come from the forest. I've been in solitude for over 20 years. And while I was in solitude, I had a great vision of an evil that I had to come find a powerful party to help me destroy. Would you have any idea how or what this vision leads to.
Donovich's eyes get really big, and he looks at you questioningly. And he wants to know more about this vision that you've had. What did you learn?
Well, we never discussed it. That's why.
What I understand that. I'm just trying to help roleplay through this a little bit, and I know that you and I didn't talk in detail about that.
Mhm.
So, but he looks at you as though you are an important person here, and he gets a hopeful look. This is the first hopeful look that anybody has seen since you've arrived in Barovia. And he says, let's go into the church so I can talk to you in private. And the entire party moves into the church. Now the father is buried, everybody's back in the church, and you feel just a little bit safer there. And so he starts talking to you, and he says, look, he says, for the past 400 and something years, Barovia has been under the rule of Devil Strahd. Devil Strahd lives up there. And he points up to the castle that's up above the village. And he says, this Devil Strahd, he has been, he rules the land here. He says nobody can come and nobody can go out of this land except for the Vistani. And he explains to you that the Vistani are gypsies, and they have an agreement with Strahd. They serve him, and they are his eyes and ears in the land. And so he tells you you shouldn't trust them at all. But you've also had somebody tell you that you need to go and see them. So you've got a bit of a conflict of interest there. He looks at you, Osborne, and he says, yes, there is a terrible evil here in this land. He says, I believe you are the one who has been chosen to come and help fulfill this problem.
I
And
think
so,
you mean me, right? Not Osborne.
yeah, sorry, not Osborne, Thorin. I'm talking about Thorin.
Dragged into this.
I don't know. You're going to have an important part here too eventually, but
What about me?
nope, you're not important.
Oh no.
Just kidding.
I don't trust him.
So he says, he asks you about your adventures so far. What have you seen here in the town? And he asks you guys about that. So Osborne, it's your turn to talk if you'd like to.
I am just kind of soaking this in and listening to what the priest is saying. So I don't have anything at the moment.
Okay. Ismark doesn't really have anything to say at all unless it's about his sister, Irina. Plaz, do you have anything you'd like to say or ask?
I say to the priest, my name is Plaz, obviously of Dragonkind, and we were brought here through the mists. We came from outside the mists, and we did not come voluntarily. We came accidentally, and we found ourselves here, and we found the brother, sister, and the deceased father that we buried here today, and decided to lend help. And in meeting you and in coming through our past day here, have learned about the Devil Strahd and would like to do what we can to do away with him. And if you could help us with any information or tools that will assist us in that effort, that would be great.
And he starts nodding quite rapidly as he listens to your explanation of what you've been doing. He says, yes, yes, yes. He says, the first thing you need to do is get to the Abbey in Kresk. And so he gives you some instructions, again, saying you need to get Irina to Kresk. And that is where you will be able to take care of things that you need to work on here. Irina begins talking to him. And she wants to know more about her involvement here in the town. The father, Donovich, looks at her sadly, and he says, the burgomaster wasn't your father. And she says, "What?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "We wanted to tell you this a long time ago, but the burgomaster adopted you when you were small. You were found walking beside the road. Nobody knows where you came from. Nobody knows who you are or who you were. But you were a young girl, about 6 years old, and you just came walking into the town. And he picked you up and found you and adopted you." And Irina puts her head in her hands and just kind of shrinks down and is trying to ponder all of this, figure out what's going on. He turns to Torm and he says, "Torm, we need to take care of this. You need to get something better. You're not gonna be able to handle the devil Strahd with this little token that you're using as a holy symbol." He says, "You need to get more powerful, and you need to get a much more powerful symbol."
Then I asked Donovich, where can I receive a more powerful holy symbol, and how much more power would I need before I could handle this devil Strahd in his eyes?
And he tells you, "Yep, I'm hearing you. Good, thank you." So the information from the father is, you need to get a lot more powerful than what you are. You need to learn a lot more. You need to know more about your religion, and you need to know more about the spells that you can cast, and you need to be more powerful. He said this land does have some relics that we've heard about. There's been rumor of relics that can help against Strahd, but nobody has ever dared try. He says, "I don't know anything about them, but I know that you are not prepared to take care of Strahd." From World of Warcraft days, you are not prepared.
Get out of my head.
Can I ask him a couple questions?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, one of my questions is, one night we saw a lady with a cart and she took a child. Does he know anything about her at all?
He shakes his head and he says, "There are all sorts of strange things that go on in this town. You probably need to look into that, find out what's going on." And he's asking you if you would please look into it and find out what's going on. Would you please?
I certainly will.
Because he's worried about it. He hasn't heard of it before, and he's worried about it now. Of course, for the past year, he's been dealing with Donovich, or Doru, his son, and, a vampire. So he hasn't gotten out much lately.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions?
Yeah, one of the lady that we saw clutching the dowel was Mad Mary, correct?
Yes, he says that's a sad case. And again, he apologizes for not getting out in the town much, but he's been dealing with this vampire for the past year, and so he doesn't know a whole awful lot about what's going on there.
So Mad Mary is still up for grabs and trying to find out more about it.
He explains, so he does know of Mary, and he does he has heard about Mary's daughter, although it's been a recent event, and so he doesn't know the details of it.
Okay,
But
that's all the questions I have, unless he has any more info on either of those.
yeah, he doesn't know any more about her. He just knows that she had a daughter living with her, and that was she was the most important thing in the world to her. And the daughter is 15, 16 years old, and she has dark hair, and she's a very beautiful girl.
So Donovich, how strong do you suggest we get?
Just a minute, Thorin. So
Okay.
just moving along here, it's Irina's turn. Irina? And we just have her turn. She
Blackmail
talked
the
to the father
DM. That's
already.
always the way to go.
Rurik,
I
it's
think
your
it's
turn.
Rorik's turn.
Actually, my question is more for you, Melvin, than it is for the father. Did Torm's restoration spell also cure my maximum hit points?
Yes, you're back to normal.
Can
Actually,
you
I
please set
healed
them
him.
back to 52?
Oh, sorry. His just a minute. Let me look at that. I've got to look at that and see.
I think you could take a long rest with that, don't you?
Yeah, I believe it's a long rest that you get that back for.
Aha.
So the answer is no. A greater restoration might do that, but not a lesser restoration.
Okay, because I have no questions for him. I think he's absolutely freaking crazy. And I don't know why anybody's listening to him. No, hear me out. I don't understand why anybody's listening to him at all. He kept his son locked up in his basement when he's undead for a year. Just convinced that he could save his son. The guy
And
is not stable. He's not
In
stable.
response, Donovich hangs his head. He says, "I know." He says, "I thought that I could be the one to save him. I thought that I could make it okay." And he just shakes his head. He says, "I know. I've let the town down. I've let everybody down. I've been dealing with this for so long." And he's very humbled by the problem, and he realizes that he's helped create more of a problem by doing this. And he asks you for forgiveness. He says, "I'm sorry."
Well, I can understand. I'll tell him I understand his feelings and I forgive him.
That's great. It's Rurik's turn, though. Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
I'm trying to come up with something to say here. Just give me a second.
That's okay.
I'm trying to keep it relatively quiet because my wife is attempting to sleep.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't forgive you. And I turn and walk out.
Okay.
Well, at least you didn't kill him.
Not this time.
Again.
Amen. All right. That's the end of the round. Does anybody else have anything you'd like to ask Donovan or Irina or Ismark?
Just what I asked before.
Why can't we just storm the castle right away? Like, why do we need to go to the village?
He looks at you with trepidation in his eyes, and he shudders. He says, "You don't know Lord Strahd." He says, "He has been here for 400 years, and there's a reason that he is still here." He starts to tell you a story. He says, "One time, several years ago, when I was a child," he said, "this land was invaded by a very, very evil creature. This evil creature was," he says, "how do I say it? He wasn't even alive. He was undead, just like my son was." He says, "but he wasn't a vampire. He was a lich." And Donovich begins to explain to you that this lich came into Barovia and tried to take down Strahd. And he couldn't, even though he was super powerful. And he explains that Strahd has powers that nobody understands. He says he controls wolves, he controls bats, he controls people, and every year he comes to every town and collects his taxes from the burgomaster. And he says, if that burgomaster doesn't pay the proper amount of taxes, he's executed on the spot. He says, Strahd used to be a soldier before he became a vampire. And when he was a soldier, everything was done properly and orderly. He says much of that still exists in Strahd. He's still a soldier inside, but he's firm. He's strong. And if you were to storm his castle, you would die. And then he tells you that his son got together with a group of villagers last year, and they stormed the castle. and the only one to return was his son as a vampire.
Sorry, the only image that pops up in my head is Miracle Max.
Have fun storming the castle.
Anybody want to ask him about that house that you burned down?
I wasn't there at the time, so I'm not sure.
Well, I wanted to ask him, so how strong do you suggest we get? And then I'll probably ask that question.
He has no frame of, so he really has no frame of reference. I mean, he can't tell you how many levels you're going to have to earn or anything like that. he just explains.
I'm not looking at levels. I'm just saying, maybe he says mighty powerful or something.
Yeah, he explains you're going to have to look to other sources to find out that kind of information. He can't help you.
And I have another question.
Well, let me finish, Rogue.
Sorry about
It's
My
okay.
second question is, when we first came here, there was a house that we encountered that one of our members had actually burnt down, and there was, like, I guess a curse placed on the house where the children were celestially bound to the house, and they couldn't be at rest until, I guess, we burned the house. Could you tell me anything about that? Because I don't understand it.
His eyes light up in recognition of what you're saying, and he slowly shakes his head. He says, "You burned the house down, right?"
Not on purpose.
He says, "No matter." He says, "No matter." He says, "If you were to go back to that house right now, it would still be there." He says, "This has been done before. The entire town has tried to burn that house down." He says, "But it comes back. It rebuilds itself. That town, that house is cursed." He says, "If you could find a way to get that house out of here, we would love it." But he just shakes his head. He says, you didn't burn the house down." He says, "Maybe you tried, but it's back, I promise."
Okay. Would you know of any way of trying to remove the curse?
And he shakes his head. He says, "The town has tried until," he says, many, many, many years ago, there were some very, very bad people there. And those bad people worshipped Strahd. And they tried to worship Strahd. He says that's all he knows. But he knows that a lot of people disappeared in that house. And he says, he says that the entire town has tried to get rid of it. They tried burning it down. They've tried just destroying it. And every time they do anything with the house, it comes back. It just comes back. He says finally the people on that street moved away. They boarded up their houses and they moved to other parts of the town. Says that almost that entire street now is deserted because of that house. So he says, our town would become a much better place if you found a way to get rid of it.
Okay, we will try our best. Torm, it is your turn.
Oh God. Oh, holy relics. He just said there was holy relics I could find.
He believes that there are. So Donovich says, "Yeah, I believe that you can find power in this land to take care of Strahd." He says, "But many have tried, and nobody's done it yet." He says, "But..."
Does he know where I should begin looking for any relics?
And he shakes his head. He says, "You'll have to turn to other sources to find that out."
Okay, then I thank him for that, and that's all the questions I can think of.
He points you to the Vistani again, and he says, "The Vistani are the eyes and ears of Strahd. They know everybody who comes and goes out of this land, but they are also helpful people, and you might learn more from them."
Okay, I thank him very much.
He thanks you for your help with his son.
You're welcome. By the way, that blessing, that was just like a typical priest blessing, correct? For the deceased, like they would have?
And more than that, he smiles and he says that grave is very well blessed. He says we had 3 different priests or worshippers from different cultures praying over that grave. He's very pleased with it. And he's very pleased with the grass and flowers that are growing on it. He's also very pleased about the monument that Thorin left in Doru's room there. He thinks that's wonderful. He's gonna turn that place into a shrine for his son.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Brown noser.
Well, as we were just conversating, I was walking around healing people, so I used 3 first-level slots and 2 second-level slots.
Okay.
So everybody's at full hit points.
I was wounded 13. How much wounded were the others? Do you know, Mel?
Everybody's full now.
Everybody's good.
Now, my fantasy ground's kicked out again, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, now that Warwick walked out the room, I'm going to go follow him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm
day,
done
Donovich.
talking to
Fare thee well.
Donovich.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Okay,
say
hold on.
good day, Donovich. Fare thee well. Hopefully have good tidings.
Okay.
I say
So-
a quick prayer for his health and wish him a good life. Not
Very
a
good.
spell, just like a prayer for him.
Okay. Rick, when you left the church, what was your intent and where were you heading?
I was just going out to the steps and sharpening my axe.
Okay.
As
So as you guys leave the church, you find Rurik and you meet up with Rurik outside the church. What would you like to do now? It's about noon.
I would like to go to the restroom.
Back to the tavern?
Back to the tavern, and I'm going to the restroom in the tavern. I don't want the local law catching me go behind the church or anything.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, and whatever the party decides, if they want to go back to the tavern, we'll do it.
I'm going to walk over to Rorik and say, so what do you think?
I think he's full of shite.
Yeah, Rick doesn't like this guy. Obviously.
Well, besides him being full of shite, what do you think about everything else?
Well, the fact we're in a land which has some sort of mysterious magical wall of mists around it, so nobody can get out, and there's a big bad vampire here. Bah!
Would you like to go to destroy that big bad vampire?
A pair of pliers and a raw piece of meat. That's all you need.
I think there's more to it than that, but yes, I understand.
Not even going to ask what the pliers are for.
Pulling his teeth out.
His fangs.
Oh, gotcha.
Did we go back to the tavern?
You did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Then I want to ask if there's any Vistani around about traveling. I'm not going to mention where or anything, but traveling outside the towns, how dangerous it is during the nighttime versus the day.
I guess you're asking the barkeep there in the tavern?
Well, I'm asking, that's if there's any Vistani in the tavern, if there's any way I could gain their attention, maybe buy them a round of drinks if I see them drinking, and offer a drink and see if they accept the drink, and if they are willing to answer any questions of mine.
So right now it's noon. There aren't any Vistani there in the tavern. There are some people who are coming in, and the tavern is, half full for lunch, and people are enjoying as much as they can.
Well, then I already saw people heading to their houses at nighttime, so I assume it's dangerous. I'm going to ask the bartender if he knows anything about traveling, the same questions I would have asked Vistani. And if so, I buy him around for himself.
Okay, just a moment. Let me find some information.
Okay.
The barkeep is full of information.
Okay, I buy him a drink and I start quizzing him.
Okay. So first of all, he says yes. He says traveling at night is a difficult thing. He says, but in our town, everybody gets in their homes and they shut their doors before the sun is completely gone.
Okay. I'm actually writing this down on notepads. Doesn't take me a sec.
That's no problem.
Okay, while he's doing that, can I go grab Plaz and Osborne and bring them outside to me and Rorik?
You bet.
And I would suggest, well, what do you two gentlemen think? I've already told Rorik I'm down with whatever goes on, and I have all of you guys' back. So whatever you decide, I'm all for it.
Go with the. I want to go to the. I don't know.
We should probably bring a little gobshite over to that other town and get this over and done with.
Yeah, that.
It was,
I
either
agree.
that. It was either that or figure out why the house keeps coming back. Right? Like those are our two major options right now.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, let's.
You want to do that first?
To her summer home.
Well, you're in the tavern, Torm, so we're not talking to you.
Are you okay?
I mean, honestly, if it were up to me, I would go attack Strahd right off the bat.
I would like to, but dealing with the vampire spawn, I'm hoping he's a spawn, because he was pretty powerful for me alone. For me by
He was a
myself.
spawn.
I don't know if he was a spawn or a normal vampire, so I'm hoping.
I think I remember Melvin last game saying he was a vampire spawn.
Okay, well, if he's a spawn, and Strahd made him, that guy's pretty strong for me alone.
I agree.
So maybe I would say maybe we want to grow in power a little more before we confront Strahd, or I'm down to follow you guys in death, but I really don't want to die.
Oh, Melvin, I head to wherever the other party members were if they bothered to tell me while I was using the restroom.
Well, you
Okay.
walked away to the tavern. We were outside the building, the church.
Okay, then I head back to the church.
Okay. Well, you're still in the middle of a conversation with the barkeep, Torm.
Oh,
We're just kind of we're jumping back
Yeah,
and forth between, but it's all happening about the same time. So
okay.
you're still talking with the barkeep.
Yeah, I think
And-
we're done with our conversation, so we can probably head back to the tavern if you guys want.
And Ismark and Irene, I think that would be a good idea to go and get prepared for this journey. And they would like to leave as soon as possible if the party wants to do that.
I think that's what the four of us decided, but we're going to
Yep.
go tell Torm.
Okay. So y'all head back over to the tavern.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Torm is getting the information out of the barkeep here. And he starts talking about all sorts of things. He starts telling you about the fog. And he says, that fog, he says, that fog's been here forever around the land. He says, we try walking into it. And he says, if you try walking into that fog, you'll choke. He says, you just start choking on the fog. And you have to turn around. You have to come back. And he just shakes his head. He says, there have been a lot of strangers come through here to Barovia, but he says they all disappear before too long. He says we never see anybody hang around here for longer than just a little short time. And so that's some more information that you get from him. He says the village of Barovia sits at the east end of the valley, and its burgomaster, his name is Kolyan Iridovich. Apparently, he doesn't know that Kolyan is dead. He explains that the town of Valaki lies in the heart of the valley, and that's the next town over to the west from Barovia. And he tells you about Kresk because you had mentioned Kresk as well. He says it's a fortified village, and it lies at the end of the valley on the west side. He says it's built around an old abbey. And the burgomaster there, we know his name is Dmitry Kreskov. He explains to you that everybody here drinks wine. Wine is the drink of the town. He says for some people, it's the only reason that they keep living. And then he explains some people here are different from other people. He says you may notice some people are dressed in drab gray clothing, but other people are wearing bright colors. He says the people with the bright colors are the people who have souls. He says the people who are dressed drably, they're never happy. They're never content. They're always scared or wandering around with nothing on their mind. He says those people, they don't have souls. And then he tells you that there was a mad wizard of great power who haunts the foothills of the mountains behind the castle. He says he's an outsider and no friend of the vampires. So all this is information that you get from the barkeep. He's full of good stuff. He says,
Can I ask him before he says any more about the mad wizard that haunts the foothills? Are they the mountains that are near the Castle Strahd, if we know that yet or not?
he says, no. Those are the mountains behind the Castle Strahd. He says they're not around here. Yeah, he says no. They're the mountains of Mount Baratok.
Can you spell that word?
Baratok. Baratok.
Ah, thank you. I got it.
Yes, and so just at that moment, everybody else starts coming in, just as the barkeep starts telling you about Strahd, and he gets interrupted as everybody else comes into the tavern.
Okay.
So you're all together now in the tavern.
I'm going to go ahead and relay what information I just got from the bartender to the rest of the party. I mean, they've heard it, so they probably know I don't need to actually type it, do I?
No, you don't need to type it.
Okay.
No, yeah, we heard everything.
I tried typing it ahead of time. It was hard typing that fast.
Torm, we've decided we're gonna help the little girl get to that Krisk or wherever.
Krisk.
Then I agree
Yeah,
with you, and I'm ready. Unless they want to wait another day or what.
Let's leave now.
Are we all healed, you said?
We're healed, but we're not rested.
But we're not.
Yeah,
right.
I have used quite a few spells already.
That's why we said we're not rested. Can I try what I whispered to you?
Hang on a minute. Let me find it.
Okay.
While you're finding it, I'm going to continue role playing for a second with Torm. If we had to rest every time you cast a spell, we're gonna be resting more than we are gonna be fighting.
Then that
And
means
at the
I
moment,
need to use my mate.
At the moment, if this Strahd jackhole decides that strangers are on the menu, he doesn't know we're here yet. So the faster we move, and the faster we get to Kip, Crest, whatever, and drop these two off for their babysitting, the faster we can get to him.
Then it sounds like a plan to me. I'll start using my mace more. And I'll bludgeon some religion in them.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Ismark and Irina would like to stay and have a midday meal before they depart.
Rat.
The bar.
A midday meal does sound good to me.
You can eat on the road too.
Well, do they have a McDonald's?
No,
We have rations.
We have rations. Well, then, if you want one, you can just tell them that. Or do you want me to tell them or what?
But you've been
I
eating
also
rations
have
for
the-
quite a while now. And
But
you know that
also have
I like
these-
rations. They taste good.
the smell of
Thorns.
rotisserie chicken coming from the burner in the back sounds really good right now.
Much better than
Well,
spam.
Thorin opens up his hand and shows 7 good berries and says, I also have these.
That roasting chicken to me.
These will sate your appetite
Barkeep,
for a
how
full
much
day.
for the chicken?
So there's, as you, Ismark and Irina are going to stay for a midday meal. If the rest of you'd like to go do something, that's fine.
I'm gonna stay with them.
I growl.
Okay.
How long are they going to be?
Long enough to,
Smells farting.
they're going to be there long enough to hear some more rumors from people around in the bar. Hint, hint.
Okay. That's why I said I'm gonna stay. Oh, I just said I'd stay there with them because I heard about that rotisserie chicken.
It's a special today.
I order a round of chicken from Ismark and Irina and myself, since we're the only ones eating. And if they want a glass of, it'd be meat, so red wine each. Just one glass, and that's all that we're gonna drink.
Okay. As you're drinking,
Barkeep, while they're getting all that crap done, I'll ask the barkeep where I can go to purchase a map.
he kind of laughs at you. He says, I don't know anything about maps. He says,
I'll start wandering around.
but across the street is Bartok's Provisions.
What is it called again?
It's Bildrath's Mercantile is the name of it.
Yeah,
That's what
remember
I
we
thought.
were there
That's what we
with
entered
last
at one
week?
time.
Yep.
Sorry.
Because I want to go
all
there
right,
as
so-
well anyway.
So Thorn's going to wander around the room and start just striking up conversations with people.
No, I'm not.
buying
I'm
drinks
just
and stuff for
eating.
them.
I'm eating. Oh, you are?
No, I said Thorin.
Oh, I thought you said Torm. Sorry.
Why would I roleplay your character?
I couldn't
Okay,
hear
yeah.
because the damn fans in the background.
Yeah, well, Thorin's going to wander around, try to strike up conversation with people to try to get some information about the fog and that old lady last night that took away that child. He wants to find out information about that.
Great. You can start asking people as you sit down with them and talk. And I'll give you some more information on some things that you learn.
So how many people are in the room?
15, 20 people. Just a bunch. They're sitting at different tables, different areas.
I'll approach somebody at the bar, say, hello, first gentleman I see, hello, good sir. How are you doing? Could I offer you a drink?
And he's kind of... So this guy that you're talking to here, he has drab clothing. So you can tell that he's a little bit different. There's no light in his eyes. There's no joy in his life. And he just looks at you and stares at you. Doesn't say much.
So he's one of the soulless ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to walk over to a colorful person.
Oh, she's lively. She's a happy girl. She's happy to talk to you.
If it's a girl, then I'm going to try to pick her up.
Pick her up.
That's what
Yeah,
we just tried to do with the last guy.
No.
Well,
No,
I
she-
said I'm not trying to pick him up.
So, what would you like to say to her? What are you trying to do?
Ma'am, last night we noticed this fog. Do you have any idea what it is and how it works? And there was also this old lady we seen too, and she took away a child from a home. Can you tell me anything about that? Because she disappeared when we tried to follow her.
And she smiles and she says, "Oh," she said, "the fog." She said, "You stay out of the fog. Don't go into the fog." She says, "It's bad. The fog is bad."
Is the fog magical?
She doesn't really know what that means, but she says it's bad.
Is it
that's
natural?
that's what you get from her. Is it's bad.
Okay. And how about this old lady? Do you know anything about her? She was pulling a cart, and she put the child in a bag.
She asked you what kind of cart it was.
Oh, I don't remember what kind of cart it was.
Did you remember any details
That's
about the
not a
cart?
character. I don't remember anything about the cart. Does anybody remember
Yeah.
anything about the cart?
It was probably too far away anyway, so you probably don't know much about it. But she says there are lots of vendors that come through the town here and there selling their wares.
They buy
And then one of the
children?
people that's eavesdropping kind of next to her, listening to your conversation, She says, "Oh, that's probably one of those meat pie salespeople. They're dream pies." She says they're so good. Dream pies
Okay,
are
I buy her a
amazing.
drink and I ask, tell me more about these dream pies.
She says, "Oh, just you eat them, and they're just great. You forget your problems, you forget your troubles. It's all wonderful."
So you telling me you eat one of these meaty dream pies, and you forget it's like heroin, pretty much, or opium.
Oh, they're heavenly. They're the only thing that we have around here that really truly brings you peace and happiness.
All right, I'm gonna wander back over to Rorik and Osborne and Plaz and tell them
I went
about
across the
this.
street.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna round up Osborne and Plaz and then tell them about this.
So a few more things that you guys learn in the bar here. They're basically, some of the people are in the middle of praying to one of their gods. They have two gods here, and you kind of gather all this information just from listening to these conversations going on in the bar. Two divine forces watch over the Barovian people. The Morning Lord is one of them, and Mother Night is the other one. These seem to be the two forces that basically determine everything that's going to happen in their life. And before the curse befell the land, the Morning Lord watched over the Barovian people from sunrise until sundown. But the sun hasn't shone here for a long time. Not completely. It hasn't shone unobscured for centuries. And the Morning Lord no longer seems to answer anybody's prayers. The presence of Mother Night is, on the other hand, felt all the time. It's felt strongly between dusk and dawn. And although nighttime prayers to her go unanswered, it's widely believed that she's forsaken the Barovian people and just left them to the devil's Strahd. You also learned that there are spirits that drift along the old Svalich road towards Castle Ravencroft in the middle of the night. Every night. This is another kind of a rumor or a belief or a superstition. And you hear this conversation talking about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen them too." So they're kind of trying to one up on each other about how many things they've seen around here. And one of the big things is, this line of spirits that wanders up and down the old Svalich road, which is the road that you came in on. It's the road that passes through the town. It's the only road that leaves the town, both directions. And then you hear somebody talk a little bit about the Vistani. So there is a conversation going on about the Vistani. Apparently one of the groups of people here know something about them, if you'd like to know more.
With the people I talked to, how much money did I spend on them?
Oh, you're just listening and talking, and maybe 10 silver.
Okay, so 1 gold piece.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, I'll wander around, start and strike up conversation about the Vistani to see if we can find out anything more about them.
Okay. Well, you hear that they are the only people that travel through the mists for some reason. They're the only people that know the secret to the mists. And nobody else can get into the mists, just the Vistani. And you also hear that they come from the outside. They don't really belong here, but they serve Strahd. They're part of his regime.
Mm.
They are silversmiths, coppersmiths. They tell you that they seem to be musicians and entertainers. They come and sell their wares all the time in the town. And he says, if you want to find the Vistani, you can find them. They're always around, selling things to everybody. And then you also get the information that the nearest Vistani camp is not too far away outside the town.
I want to investigate where it's located.
Okay, you learn from them that you would head down Old Svalich Road, and at the fork you would turn right. The first fork in the road, you would turn right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they're all happy you're talking to them. It's nice to talk to strangers, I guess.
Sure, they want to talk to their food before they eat it.
Oh, you also hear that the Barovian taverns get their wine from the Wizard of Wine's winery, which is somewhere around Kresk.
All right, now that I'm done talking to these people, I'm gonna go out, follow Rourke to the smithy or wherever he went, and I want to see if anybody sells wooden stakes.
Okay. So in the town, you see various people selling different things from carts. Most of the main provisions, though, do come from Bildrath's Mercantile, and everybody points you that direction if you really want to buy anything, like adventurers' equipment or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm focusing on maps. Basically, I'll stop by every single stall on my way over there, say maps, and I'm sure they'll all point me in the same direction.
I'm gonna look specifically for wooden stakes and herbs because I want to start probably brewing some potions, maybe to help with the vampires, hopefully.
And I want to look for torches, stuff like that. And also, can you buy potions of healing at all?
Yes, you can.
I'm also looking for them if they have any of those.
And in Barovia, do we know if there are magical weapons to be purchased, or if someone can infuse weapons with magic?
Good question.
Okay, so you guys spread around and start talking to various people throughout the town about some of these things. Well, again, the people who are dressed in drab clothing don't talk to you at all.
I'm
But
going for the ones in light, colorful clothing.
The people in light, colorful clothing, they live under Strahd's rule. They don't know a lot about fighting against him. There are some underground movements, apparently, that rise up every once in a while and try to storm his castle. These are kind of the things that you're learning as you start discovering this stuff. Everybody points you again towards Bildrath's Mercantile for any kind of adventuring equipment. That's not stuff that they normally deal with. You do come across a young lady. She looks, what's the word for it? She's happy, kind of sparkly, little mysterious, and she's selling dream pies. And so you do run into her.
I just don't want a dream pie. I'm a little afraid of that.
There are several other people who come around to her and gather up around her cart and purchase dream pies. And as you watch them, they walk away with the dream pie with dreamy eyes as they look at the dream pie, and they begin eating them even before they get 3 steps away from the cart. And as soon as they take that first bite, they sigh, and they just start thinking and walking off with no concern, apparently. So apparently...
This is kind of out of question, but so they would look as if someone who's getting high, as if these are like an ancient drug or something.
I don't think they know what that means, but yeah.
No, I mean, like out of character, would they be like, to me, to suffer from, like, say someone getting drunk because they have alcohol there, or is it just something that just looks like they just kind of get dreamy or what? You know what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I think they use alcohol in the land to forget, but they use dream pies to go to a different place
Okay.
in their minds.
So the dream pies might help them think of better things, and the alcohol makes them forget. I get it.
Yeah. So I guess you could look at it as, you could look at it that way. You could look at it as maybe getting high with the dream pie and drunk with the wine, I guess.
Okay.
Another thing that happens is as you're going around, you find a young boy, and he's crying.
Screw that. I've been suckered in on those too many times.
Okay.
You don't want to approach him anymore?
We're all in different places, ain't we?
So, now you said I see the young boy crying?
No, I'm just talking to you in general.
Okay.
So any of you can react this way. Perhaps all of you see him. Perhaps only one sees him. We're not getting that technical.
Then I go up to him, ask how he's doing, try to comfort him, ask him if he needs his father or mother, or if he lost, what kind of help he would need, and just kind of console him.
And I'm rolling my real life dice here on my table.
Awesome.
And I have just rolled your insight check. And you discover, after talking to him for a minute, that he's lost. He can't find his home. What do you do?
Was there any way that, his home is in Brovia, would I know that or not?
He thinks so.
He thinks so.
He tells you that he was sleeping and all of a sudden somebody appeared at his house and took him.
Oh, I know where that was, because I remember the last game they mentioned that lady, so I'm thinking he's the same boy. Does he look like the same boy that we saw?
Could be. It was far down the street and kind of in the mist, so you couldn't really tell.
Would I have been able to tell which house it was or not?
You could remember the street that you were on when you saw it.
Then I'm going to try to get him to trust me, tell him I'll help him find his home, and take him down that street where I saw the old lady going through.
Okay.
Where we saw him, and see if that leads to his house. See if I can help his memory, and also if I can help recover him or get him back to his house with his, was it dad?
Okay. So you start taking him down the street, and after a little while, he recognizes where he is, and he says, "That's my home right there. That's my home." You take him up to the home, and you knock on the door, and his mother comes to the door.
Okay.
And she starts crying because he's there. So they are so happy to see him. And she takes him inside, and she looks at you and tells you thank you, and she begins to close the door.
I just say you're welcome. Anything to be of service, and there's no way I can ask her about that lady, is there? The one who took her, the child, or not? Or
Yeah.
Did she close the door too quick?
No, you can ask her. That's okay.
Then I go ahead and ask her. I say I'm curious about the old lady that took your son. Is there anything you know about her, and also if she wants any help in dealing with that?
And she shakes her head. She says, we owed money, and she came to collect the money, but we didn't have any money, and so she took our son.
Okay, then. Now I understand. I think that's Strahd doing it, but I wouldn't know that yet. So then I'm going to go ahead and head out, and I want to head to the Mercantile store and get torches and some healing potions if she has.
Okay. So you guys eventually head over to Bildrat's Mercantile, and at Bildrat's Mercantile, everything that costs 25 gold pieces or less is for sale there. I guess that means potions of healing are actually not for sale there.
Okay. Then torches would be. And what about crossbow bolts? I need some of those.
Yep, they sell those there.
For a stack.
Okay,
So-
I'll get that crossbow bolts, torches, and some stakes if Thorin does not have enough stakes. If he recommends some more.
Well, I don't have
Right.
any. I'm looking for some.
So eventually, when you get back into Fantasy Grounds and we can actually do this with our character sheets and things, you'll be able to go in there and you can try to bargain with the people of Bildrath's Mercantile as much as you want, but basically everything for sale there is twice as much as what it says in the player's guide,
Oh, wow.
and they will not bargain with you. And let me see.
Do you know the prices she's offering from the Curse of Strahd book?
No, not the Curse of Strahd book, but the player's handbook.
Okay.
And so when you get back in, you can figure out what you purchased and how much that cost.
Okay, I put down torches, stake, crossbow
I don't even
bolts.
remember saying that.
They don't
Someone's
have
dying
wooden
in the
stakes
bottom.
player's handbook. That's why I'm looking
They
for
don't.
people.
Well, we'll just have to make them out of,
Well, that's why I'm asking Melvin if he's doing any kind of special price for them, or does people just not sell them?
yeah, I don't think Strahd would probably want the people actually selling them.
That'd be freaking funny as anything. Oh yeah, the Mercantile down the road, right down there. Yeah, they sell wooden stakes, but the guy who actually runs this place is a vampire, so that's okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking earlier also when you were talking about using Remove Curse to change him back into a normal person, I was thinking, gosh, that would make this module go really quick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I probably would.
Remove curse on Strahd. Yeah, you're normal now.
So, have fun with that one.
Anyway, let's grab a beer, Strahd. Come on.
Maybe Strahd would lighten up if we got him a glass of wine at the local bar.
So Melvin Plazel asked the mercantile proprietor information regarding the infusing of magic on weapons or where to get them and of that.
And he just shakes his head. He says, we don't deal with that here.
Yeah, do you know where that is dealt with?
And he has no idea.
Okay.
He says he's pretty sure it doesn't happen here in Barovia, the village of Barovia. Anyway.
I take out a copper piece and put it on the counter. How about now?
And he calls out. He calls out for his bouncer. He says, "Parawimple." The guy's name is Parawimple.
Nice.
Parawimple comes out, and okay, so this guy looks like, I'm serious, he looks like a gladiator.
Oh, no.
But as you take a look at him a little further, you realize that even though his muscles are rippling beneath his leather tunic, he's a bit simple-minded.
And I'll flip that to him and say, "You
Give
keep
him
that."
the piece.
He speaks in one of those voices like, "Okay, what do you need?" And Bildrath says, "I need you to watch these guys. They're trying to do stuff that you shouldn't be doing." Anyway, he just brings them out to kind of intimidate you. He's not going to take your money as a bribe.
Right,
That
a
sucks.
copper
We can't
piece.
persuade these guys because my persuasion is so friggin' high, so they don't want to haggle.
Yeah, Thorin, you talked about how many times you can roll on the herb table for looking for herbs in a city setting. You can roll once per hour.
Okay.
And so, these little mini adventures that we're talking about and everything right now, we're kind of in the middle of.
Well, that sucks. I found none.
I'm just assuming that this is taking the rest of the afternoon, and
I'm guessing.
Irina and her brother are resting there in the tavern.
Rourke, are you with us?
I'm across the street. I'm wherever I can find a freaking map. Every person that turns me away says, "Nope, we don't have one. I'll go
Well,
someplace else."
Nobody sells
That's-
wooden stakes, so I'm gonna thinking about buying woodcarver's tools, and I'm gonna ask if anybody's proficient with them so we can carve our own stakes.
Seriously?
And you do.
I'll make you one. I'll make you one.
You-
How many do you
You
need?
do find. You find people that are willing to help you because they're all willing to take money.
But I have no idea how much they got.
Right. So they say, yeah, hey, we'll make steaks for you, and they'll do it for like a silver piece each.
All right, so I'll buy a
Get
stack of 20
300
for
of
2
them.
gold. 300 of them? I don't think we can carry 300 of them.
Get as many as we can.
Well, I'm going to get a stack of 20 for 2 gold pieces because they were silver each.
So, Rurik, the thing that you're learning is people are kind of laughing at it. They're like, map? This is Barovia. There's only one road. And they just kind of laugh. They say, the road goes east and west. It's one road. Why do you need a map?
None of you want to know what the lay of the land is?
And they pretty much look at each other and they raise their shoulders and shrug and are like, why would we want that?
That's it. We're making a map as we go.
Is anybody proficient in cartography?
I can do it like when I used to draw, just stick figures.
Maybe you could get some graph paper from Bildrath's Mercantile.
You should see some of these recipes for these potions that I can make. Oh my!
Yeah, you like
These
them?
will help with the long rests, with the short and long rests, because there's like chamomile tea. Since we can't heal with rests, we can drink the tea and we can heal with the rest.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
But I need to find herbs to make them.
Well,
Right.
Would you just, while we're leaving the town, do you just want to like search for herbs while we're on?
I already did my search.
Oh, you did,
Another hour.
So, Thorin, you can actually search. This is all going to take about 3 hours, 4 hours. We'll just say 4 hours to do all this stuff that you guys are doing right now. So go ahead and roll 4 times. You've already rolled once.
Did you make that, Melvin? That herbalism thing?
Yes.
That's cool.
You found a common herb. You found 2 common herbs.
Two
Yay.
common herbs, yay.
You could probably make chamomile tea now.
I think I need a rare for that one.
Okay. I don't have it in front of me, so.
Let me look again.
Melvin, just to let you know, I am absolutely convinced that I walked into that foggy closet at this point, and I'm actually laying there unconscious because there was some sort of gas that knocked me out.
It's all
Are
a
you back
dream.
in the tavern?
No, I'm still wandering through the streets. I'm getting entirely frustrated with the people who were in town, that they're all idiots and city dwellers.
Okay. That's all right.
I'm being a grumpy dwarf.
Again, you guys notice the moaning and crying coming from Mad Mary's townhouse. And you do run into more of Vistani. If there's anything you'd like to talk to them about or ask them about, or
This is a family, friendly program. I can't ask them what I'd really like.
right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
What?
And-
Family friendly? Since when? Oh, okay.
Let's see. Okay, and you also run into the old lady who is pushing a cart.
Oh no!
I just flip her off and keep walking.
I follow her.
Okay. She notices you following her, and she does her best to avoid you.
I can't roll anything. Honestly, I don't have any real dice anymore.
Now I've got my real dice right in front of me, so
You're gonna roll for?
I'll do that for right now, just because our situation.
Okay.
I'm busy reading my herb book.
Okay, you keep following her.
Okay. If this took around 4 hours, like you said, it's about 4 p.m. now, isn't it? 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's roughly getting 4:30-ish.
Okay, it means night's coming on. Does that mean the fog is getting thicker?
Not yet, but you can see it getting darker in the sky.
Okay.
So as you follow her, she She comes to another house.
Oh, I lied. There's
and
11
you're
quotes.
close enough to hear her. She says, she's asking for payment. And the people in the house are saying, okay, we'll give you the money.
I gotta edit that.
And they hand her a very small amount of money in a very small bag, and she tucks it away, and she moves on to the next house.
I follow her, and if she runs into a house where they cannot pay her, then I offer to pay for them, if at all possible, because I don't know about trying to kill her just yet. I'm
Okay.
afraid if I kill her, Strahd will come right down on us with a quickness and know where we are.
And as you're doing this, you probably run into other members of the party, so if anybody else wants to join you, you can.
Then I tell them what I've noticed with the old lady and about the little boy who was lost, and what I found out about her, that she takes children of those who do not pay. And I'm thinking, I think it's for Devil Strahd,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if it's for Devil Strahd or not.
So the next house that she goes to, the people can't pay, and she says, bring out one of your children. And they start yelling, no, no. And so you've got an opportunity now.
Then I approach the old lady and offer and ask how much do they owe, and if I can pay it in their stead.
And she tells you that they owe 10 silver.
I have that. Will she accept?
She shrugs. She takes your money and continues on. Yeah, she's fine.
This might be the end of me, though, to be honest. I might just have to kill her and just run the risk of Strahd leaping into town really quick. But I keep following her. How about if I keep an eye on her and try to hide from her and see if she knows?
Well, she's already seen you, so if she sees you again, she'll know what you're doing. She'll know that you're following her.
So she'll know I'm willing to pay.
And she moves to the edge of the town and begins to leave.
Okay, so that's the only one that did not pay?
Yeah, the only one that you saw.
Okay, I'm going to write on my notepad that I took 10 pieces of silver off, okay?
Okay.
Then that's the case since it's getting dark now.
It is starting to get dark now.
Then I don't want to start traveling at nighttime, even though you got the other party members might want to. I'd prefer to stay the night one night if the guy with the sister, if he agrees, and then start to travel as early, like right after breakfast in the morning.
Okay. Let's go around the room. What are the rest of you doing? Osborne? Are you alive? Plaz?
How long to complete the construction of the stakes?
Oh, they can do that pretty rapidly. It's just taking some, small sticks and hammering a point in the end of them. They're good.
So
They think they're making a deal out of this, man. They're just taking wood and chopping it into a smart.
I mean, is it
This
going to take
awesome.
a few minutes, or is it going to take a couple hours, or all night, or what's the?
Well, I
No,
back
just-
at 20, so it's I guess it's pretty much instant.
They
Oh,
can whack
yeah,
out
'cause
20 steaks in 15 minutes.
Okay, because I would also like 20 steaks. But I can agree to a night's rest prior to journeying out and not doing so in the dark.
Okay. Rurik?
I will go back to the inn. I will put down my money for a room because, of course, now that they got their bellies full, they're not going to want to leave now because that means we'll be traveling in the dark. Because, oh, God forbid we travel in the dark. So
I'm fine.
it's like, hurry up! We gotta hurry! We gotta go there! But we're not gonna do it in the dark. And
Okay, you run in the tavern. You run back into Ismark and Arena, and they are ready to go whenever you guys are ready to go. So whatever you'd like to do is fine with them.
all right, get your shite. Let's go now.
I buy the room until the morning.
So the cleric stays behind.
You don't realize I just face palmed.
Before we go off, can I find a vendor that is willing to buy these at least for half price? I put them in.
What did you want to buy?
No, I want to sell these. I want to find a vendor that will buy these for at least half price. If I can't find anybody that will buy them for at least half price, I'm not going to sell them. They're a gold necklace with a fine emerald and a silver ear, and
Yeah, Bildrath will take them for half price.
all right, so that'll be 112 gold.
He agrees.
All right, you can either delete them or whatever you want to do with them. I had to go to myself.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. And it's getting dark outside, so everybody's starting to go back to their homes, and you see all of the doors starting to shut. And during the nighttime, people tend to just huddle around lit candles in their homes, and they stay out of the streets, and so the streets are becoming abandoned again.
All right, I'm going to come back
Here's
to the
my
inn.
question. Who's staying the night?
I want to.
Rory, I'm going to come up to you, Rorik, and say, I'm fine with traveling during the night. I don't mind. I would like to have a rest to recover some spells, but I think I'm fine.
If it's up to the rest of you.
So everybody's meeting in the tavern to talk about what the plan is.
I'm good either way.
Osborne? How's good? Oswald?
What I miss?
He's just waking up.
I'm not kidding. I was dead asleep.
When there's no
Sorry about
map
that,
interaction, Osborne falls asleep.
That's okay.
Do you want
So
to
we're turning.
leave tonight, or do you want to leave in the morning?
Morning's good.
He wants to get a good
I can
night's
tell he
sleep.
just woke up.
He wants to go to sleep.
This is almost better than having a map in front of us. Oh my gosh.
It is.
I guess I've been outvoted. Okay.
Well, me and you have been outvoted. Well, actually, me and Plaz agreed with you.
Yeah, I said I
You
was
were
good
both
either
ready
way.
to go either direction.
Well, if it's any help, Irina and Ismark are ready to go and kind of anxious to get moving.
Well, let's go.
They're not thrilled about traveling at night, but if they're with all of you, they think it'll be okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, if they're willing to go at night, and if Torm is willing to,
If they're willing, I am.
all right, then we're leaving tonight.
Okay, we're leaving tonight.
I mean, I still have 3 spell slots, and I have an animal form, so I'm fine.
No, we're leaving right now.
I have more than that spell slots, but I can use, my mace.
And I have 7 good berries, so I can at least heal
Excellent.
people for 1 hit point with a good berry.
I'd
How
say
you're all
them
talking
roughly
about
good.
how much energy you have expended throughout the day, casting
Oh,
your little woogie
exhaustion.
woogie prayers. I had half of my life drained away
Yes.
into the face of that stupid monstrosity under the church.
And who was the one handling that monstrosity when you were dead?
I wasn't dead.
Okay, wait, I didn't know you died, that's right. And who was the one upstairs handling that monstrosity when he got away from you?
I don't know. I was downstairs handling the more monstrosities.
It was me who killed that monstrosity.
He ran the stake through. Hey, how's that sound now that the fans are off?
It's a lot better.
Yeah, we can hear you much better.
Does somebody remember me using in the past a scroll of revivify?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
a long time ago.
Okay, because it's still on my character sheet, so I'm gonna take it off.
I forgot who you used it on, but I remember you using it.
Yeah, I kind of
It's an
remember
NPC.
using it, but
Okay.
all right. So off we go.
Yep, so we're leaving tonight.
Off you go into the
Yes.
night. Okay.
With 3
Just-
people on fantasy grounds.
I can try and restart it.
It's probably not
Don't
going to
worry
hurt
about it.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
We'll just say you have all your spell slots since you can't see your character sheet.
That means a DM must agree.
Okay, just a second here.
Okay.
See, that's okay because I can still see the map because anything you share with Rob, I can see.
Very good.
Yeah, because he's watching the live stream.
Okay, so as you leave the village, you notice that most of the lights are turned down low. There's not a lot of the streets are deserted. Everybody's gone into their homes, and you come out of the village, and now you can see down the valley, and you can see the river that's running down below. And you see, oh, hello. I'm sharing things again.
Did we get any experience for killing Doro?
It'll come.
Okay.
It'll come at the end. After we get everybody back onto fantasy grounds.
That's fine. Well, I'm
Just a
level
moment.
6 anyway, so.
Sorry, too many windows open. And you come to an old wooden. Let's see, what's the best way to explain this? Oh, an old wooden bridge that crosses over the river. And as you continue on, you're fearful that something might happen there, but just after you cross over the woods, or after you cross over the bridge, the trees start to close in on you. And the mists start to gather a little bit in the trees. And as you continue on, it gets dark, really dark.
Now, see, I think I was right about staying the night. Now, what do you guys think?
Doesn't matter what we
Fine,
think.
I can see.
I'm fine, I can see.
Irina?
The tree's closing in on us, and it's getting, not us being able to see, but I'm afraid, wondering if those trees aren't gonna start swinging at us or something.
The trees do look scary.
Yeah?
You can hear wolves in the trees.
You realize you're talking to a dwarf ranger, right?
Yeah?
Trees and darkness don't scare me.
Okay.
What about tree
And-
wolves?
I'm a druid. Trees do not scare me at all.
Melvin,
Yes.
can you see my character sheet when I'm not logged on?
Yes, I can.
Did I have detect good and evil? Or, because I have that spell, don't I?
You mean protection from good and evil?
Oh, it's only protection, never mind, yeah.
No,
Yes.
detect is a spell.
But that's only wizard and warlock, correct?
Oh,
No,
no.
you do have protection from good. You have protection from evil and good.
Okay, that's it.
It is one of your spells.
Okay.
Melvin, I'd like to
Yes.
use my primeval awareness, undead.
Okay. You do not detect anything around you, nothing of concern.
All right. Don't
There-
worry. No
What's
skeletons
the
will
range
jump
on
out
that?
in the middle of the night and chew on your poor butt.
The hills are alive. There's a lot of wildlife around.
What's your
But-
range on primeval awareness?
6 miles.
Wow, that's a pretty long range.
6 miles. Let's see. You're within 6 miles of Castle Barovia or Castle Ravenloft. So yeah, you probably do feel something.
Strahd. And everything else
Strahd,
that's
I
in there.
feel you.
I kill you, Ahmed. Great, thank you.
Yes, I'll be Ahmed from now on.
I kill you.
There you go. There's the hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
As you continue forward, you come to a crossroads where there's a fork in the road. And to the right, the road continues off to the north. To the left, it continues to the southwest.
I stopped.
But right across the street from the fork, as you're walking there, you see an old wooden gallows, and it's creaking in a chill wind that's blowing down from the high ground to the west. There's a frayed length of rope that dances from the beam of the gallows, and the well-worn road splits here. There's a signpost opposite the gallows, and it points off in 3 directions. Barovia Village to the east, Serpool to the northwest, and Ravenloft to the southwest.
Didn't they say that Crest was to the west of Barovia?
Yeah, it seems like if you followed the north road, you'd be going towards the castle, but the sign says to the southwest is the way to Ravenloft.
That's what I thought.
As you look further, the northwest fork slants down, and it disappears down into the trees. The southwest fork clings to an upward slope. And across from the gallows, there's a low wall. It's crumbling in a few places, and it partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
Is there a map for this or no?
No?
We're on the village map, I think, right?
Yeah, but we're not doing maps much right now, so
Okay.
just imagine it.
I'm gonna slink into the shadows.
You're gonna what?
Roll a stealth check. Slink into the shadows.
Okay.
I just look at the ground. I look at the roads. I look peer down each side of it. Turn around, look at the party that's assembled here, and say, and those city buggers laughed at me and said, there's only one road through here. Look.
I see a fork.
So do I.
Silver fork, I'll pick it up.
Wouldn't Ismark know the way? Or whatever the heck his name is?
Yeah, you've got Ismark. You've got Ismark with you, and he says, yeah, he says, if you're wanting to see the Vistani, he says, their camp is up there. And he points to the northwest.
Let's go.
Which way to the town we need to bring you and your sister?
That's where I want to go first.
He says they both go to the same place.
And that's where we're going, at least me.
Alright.
Start hiking.
I'm hiking.
So are you going south or are you going north?
I'm going the way towards the northwest, which is towards Vistani and this village. Right?
Yeah, whichever way he pointed.
Yeah, let me put it this way. The signs say there's 3 directions. You can go to Barovia Village, you can go to Serpool, or you can go to Ravenloft. Those are your 3 choices.
Well, which way did Ismark say to go?
Ismark said that they both go to the same place.
Northwest.
Wait.
Yeah, northwest.
You're saying this is I think where the confusion is. You're saying there's 3 ways to go and that they both go to the same place. I don't understand that. That's not good English.
Okay, let me try it.
We just came from Barovia, so that automatically eliminates that one. So the other 2, the one that goes to Ravenloft and the other one that goes the other direction, both go to the same place. So kind of like
Okay, so north.
So let me help out also with the notes here. Serpool, the Serpool, it's spelled Tser. Serpool is the place where the Vistani have an encampment.
Oh, that's where we want to go.
Yes.
I thought earlier you were saying some word like Virk or something like that.
No,
Or Kirk.
that's hard. I know. I understand. Okay. So, you start heading northwest then, right? To the
Yep.
Tser pool.
Mm-hmm.
As we're
Okay.
walking, I want to actively use perception to keep my eye out for any undead or anything sinister.
Great. Roll me a perception check. You hear a creaking noise behind you. Noise. Sorry. Not a nose. A
Creaking
noise.
nose. Oh no!
There's a
No, my
creaking.
prosthetic nose.
There's a creaking noise behind you, and it's coming from the gallows.
I'm going to slip out of the shadows and approach Rorik and say, I hear a creaking noise over by the gallows.
You all hear it.
Aye, it's probably the wind.
Maybe
Do you
wanna
turn-
use your primeval awareness?
Do you turn around?
Yeah, I'm turning around.
There's something hanging in the gallows. It's a body.
You want to investigate the body,
Is
anyone?
it dead or is it moving?
He's dead.
It's a lifeless gray body hanging in the gallows.
Alright then.
It was
Yeah.
a frayed rope, but
Let's,
now it's a body.
We don't need to check that out.
No.
Yeah, it was just a frayed rope. Now there's a body there.
Yeah, let's let that body be there.
Yeah, we just let dead bodies lie.
The breeze is blowing slightly, and it turns the figure so that it can fix its dead eyes on you,
Me specifically?
the party.
Okay.
And as you look at it, you recognize the face.
Who is the face?
It's Dragonborn.
Hello.
Plaz?
Plaz.
Plaz, what are you doing up there? Get down!
Yeah, I'm over here, right over here now. I'm not up there.
And the corpse looks real. It smells awful.
We're used to that.
I am unfazed by this, and I wish to continue down the path.
Anybody want to touch it?
No. Let's just continue. Let's go on our way.
What the hell kind of question is that?
I do not
You know,
wanna
we
touch
sound like
the
a bunch of
undead
12-year-old
Plaz.
boys.
Do you want to taste it?
I am still
I
standing
dare
on the
you.
path as well, right? I mean, it's not
Yep.
me. We just
You're
see
on-
me.
You're all on the path.
Okay.
Dragonborn have cooties.
Yeah, that's a trick of the mind. I don't like it. Let's get the hell out of here.
It's the insanity sinking in.
I already said, I'm asleep in that closet.
Okay, just a moment. This is the one situation where it comes in really handy to be able to roll for everybody.
Because not everybody's on the table.
Right.
I kept trying to connect to Fantasy Grounds.
But don't worry about it. He can
Yeah, I'm done trying tonight.
Don't worry about it. We're almost done here tonight.
12
Yeah.
was my limit. That was it.
Mhm.
Yep.
12 times is my limit.
Just one moment. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do here.
I wish I had that
It's
switch.
Ravenloft. Like I need to have a character sheet or anything in front of me. I'll just sit back and do theater of the mind. This is more fun.
Well, at least I found a nice Curse of Strahd wallpaper at the Dungeons and Dragons website while we were playing tonight.
I wonder who rolled what.
It's got ravens or crows, whichever, with a deck of cards and him holding a
Melvin, you
glass
could have
of red
used
wine.
you could have used the mass party roll thing for each skill or save or whatever.
I think he did.
No,
I
he
know.
didn't. He just rolled 5d20.
It's okay. There's only 3 of you who can see it.
Right, but it would have been
Total
easier
was
for you to. It
66.
would have added our bonuses and all that kind of stuff.
That depends on what I was rolling for.
True.
What I was rolling for was a sanity check.
Mm-hmm.
I failed.
Hold on,
And
let me
I'm
load
gonna
up
roll-
Call of Cthulhu. Be right back.
I'm rolling it one more time. Okay. We're good.
Nobody failed.
No, we're okay.
I know I
Burke's not insane again.
Yeah, we're all right. Okay, as we continue forward, yeah, one more thing I gotta roll. Sheesh.
The bottle of rum.
No, this is determine another nighttime encounter. See if anything else happens here. But we're okay.
Oh, a DM let a little something slip here. Nighttime encounters.
It
Jeff.
happens, yes. I've cut a. There's the module comes with a table and explicit instructions on what we are to do.
Mm-hmm.
So just relax. It's all. It's
I'm
all
just
written
teasing
out.
JP because he wanted to go at night.
I was actually looking forward to an encounter, but oh well.
Okay, the road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. There are deep ruts in the path. That's evidence that there have been comings and goings of wagons here. And as you continue on, the canopy of mist and branches above you finally give way to black clouds that are boiling far above you. There's a clearing here next to a river, and the river winds to form a small lake several hundred feet across. This is called Tser Pool. There are 5 colorful round tents. Each tent is 10 feet in diameter, and each of these tents are pitched in a ring. They're pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. The wagons are colorful. None of them are the same, but they all have one similarity. They all have a certain symbol on the back of them. There's music coming from within the area. You can hear an accordion, and you can hear singing. And as you get closer, you notice there are several brightly clad figures dancing around a bonfire. There's a footpath that continues beyond the encampment. It meanders further north, and it goes along the forest and the river. There's several horses here, and it smells like good food. As you continue further in, you can see 12 Vistani standing and sitting around the fire, telling stories, guzzling wine. Some of them are slightly intoxicated. Some of them appear to be pretty sober. And one of them comes out to greet you. His name is Bartholomew. And he says, "Greetings, I am Bartholomew." And he says, "It was fated that you would visit our camp. Madame Eva is waiting for you. And if you follow him, he takes you over to visit with Madame Eva. And there we will end tonight."
What? Okay, cool.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, because the next part we really want to do in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Okay.